friends, welcome to the Lovin' with Grit and Grace study guide. We are so excited to have you along with us on this journey. And whether you are just working through this with your spouse or if you're working through it as a small group, we are just thrilled and hope that our stories can encourage you, and we just pray that it blesses your life in some small way.
And we're not experts. We're just living this
not?
life. No. So just follow along with us, and maybe you'll learn from our mistakes like we have, and we're just going to keep making them, but we'll keep communicating, and we're just going to keep trying to do our best. Just like that's all you can do.
And that's something about us that I think we have gotten right. We're really intentional. Our marriage is a big deal, and we work really hard at trying to create a good marriage because we believe that that's the best gift that we can give our kids. And we just hope that you can come alongside us and do the same for your family. And these are really informal videos. This was just something that we wanted to create kind of as bonus content to accompany the study guide, and we just thought it would be fun to sort of speak into each theme that we address throughout the study guide. And the first theme that we're going to talk about is health and why that's important to your marriage. And what we've found is really just being consistent and very small daily practices has really helped us. And what do you want to say to that? You're looking at me like...
Yes. I think honestly that when we first got married, thinking about health just meant I was going to have to give some stuff up. Like my Mountain Dew. That was hard to give up Mountain Dew and cookies. And I love sugar. So that was the first thing that was hard on me, I think, when we first started talking about this. But I think that was the key. We started talking about it. And that brought a lot of these things to my attention. And I want to grow old with her. So I had to make some changes, and that was not easy. And, it's easy for me just to try to do it and just not talk about it. But I think she held me accountable, and I think that was good. I think I needed that. So we do lots of things now. We eat a lot healthier than I ever did before, and we talk about it. We research together. She reminds me often.
Well, and we both had spouses who passed away from cancer, so
Yes.
we are very well aware, not saying that their choices led to their deaths, but we are very well aware that, a lot of health problems can be avoided with food and exercise and self-care, and that's the thing too, like health encompasses a lot more than just food or exercise, and I think that's where a lot of people miss the mark. Like it's spiritual, it's emotional, it's mental, it's sexual, it's
Right.
romance, it's intimacy. Like if you don't have that community and that intimacy and those relationships, your health can suffer.
Yeah. So I think a lot of steps that we've taken is we go to bed on time. Mm-hmm. We're in bed trying to relax early enough on our own to wind down slowly. So we go to bed early, I'd say.
What else is part of our bedtime routine?
Yeah.
We address this in the chapter 2. We took a drastic step, and we have separate beds.
Oh.
2 big beds pushed up right next to each other, and because that was self-care for us.
Yeah.
We did not sleep well together between
And
all the tossing and turning. And
Yeah, and it's kind of a stigma when you first start. You're thinking, oh, is that going to cause problems for intimacy? Or, what are people going to think about it? And I think we just had to say, this is what's best for us. And
Right.
It works. I mean, we do sleep better. I'm not worried I toss and turn a lot. So it doesn't worry me if I toss and turn and she's not next to me, feeling all my movements and waking up every time that I wake up. So it's actually helped our sleep, and it hasn't affected intimacy because it's just about sleep. I mean, we go to our bed to sleep.
now we have 2 bed options.
Right.
Right. If I'm well rested, I'm much more in the mood. So, and I'm a
We'll get into that
scroller.
later.
Right.
That's a
we'll
new
address
chapter.
that with the sex chapter. Not that. Right. We're gonna do a real deep dive there. But
Right.
yeah, it is. It's just incorporating those small daily practices. And we're actually in a hotel right now in Nashville. We had an event here, and we had no idea when we were even going to create these videos with our crazy busy life with 8 kids. So we were like, let's just get it done in the hotel. But before we created these, we went for our 2-mile walk,
Yeah.
which we do almost every single day.
Somehow.
somehow we get the kids off, we go for our 2 mile walk, and at least like we've done something. We've moved our body a little bit.
I think that answers two of the questions, is mental health and physical health. So we kill two birds with one stone. We go out and we
intimacy.
walk. Yeah, that's
like
true.
we're
So
talking.
three.
Yeah,
How about
we're
that?
communicating.
We have to be efficient.
Yep, we have to be. We're good multitaskers.
Right. No choice.
And maybe, the bright early morning walk doesn't work for you because your, husband goes to work early or whatever. But maybe it's, when he comes home, you guys go for a quick walk or
After dinner.
a swim if you have a lake nearby or.
But you do have to prioritize it. You can't use all the excuses in the book. I mean, we did that too. But, we have 8 kids. I work full time. She works full time. We make time for it because it's valuable and it's important to us and it should be important to you. So don't try to bow out of this deal. This is something that you got to really work hard. Marriage is
Now
not
you're-
easy.
You're sounding
I'm
like
preaching.
I don't know, a professor or a pastor, or I'm not sure what voice
Maybe I'm
you
dealing
have
with my
going
own
on there.
problems.
Right, he's
Yeah.
preaching to himself, everybody.
Right.
So,
I'm going to watch this too.
Right. And then pruning for self-care. We talk about that. We've had to say goodbye to some really hard things in our life because it just wasn't good for us. Like my dream home in rural Tennessee, I just said to Ryan today, I feel like I left my heart there in some aspects because I just loved that life. But it about killed us. And I guess I love my family and my husband more than I loved a life even that we had built together. So we had to say goodbye to that. And I know, a lot of you are struggling with similar choices, like a high pressure job that you might have to say goodbye to and take a pay cut or, a favorite food like Ryan with his Mountain
Right.
Dew.
Or you might have to tell your kids, no, you can't do 3 activities this year. And that was hard for us. I mean, I grew up playing sports and, to tell our kids, you got to pick one thing this year because we'd rather eat dinner together as a family than chase each other all over town. And then, where do you want to meet? Should we grab McDonald's on the way home? Or, we didn't want that for our lives. And that's a hard decision to make because your kids are going to have to let go of some of that stuff. But they'll benefit from it in the future
Right.
by seeing the marriage work and the family come together more often. And I think that's more valuable than, football, soccer, dance, cheering, all of
Right.
those things that our kids are going to want to do.
And that's the thing, you prioritize what's important to you and your family. So I think you figure out what is our long-term goal for our family. Is it for the marriage to stay intact? Is it for us to be happy? Is it for our grown kids to come home to mom and dad still happily married? And if that is your long-term goal, then you two prune to make that happen.
Yeah.
So alrighty, well, we hope that you enjoy the series, and we hope that you can do a deep dive with your spouse and with your small group if that's what you're doing, and really get into the heart of the matter with what health means. And we will see you back here as we talk about intimacy next. So stay tuned.